Hello, it's Mechanic Link. 2013 Nissan Sentra with a random nose start. Had the battery and alternator tested and they both work fine. So what else could it be? My question to you would be, what kind of nose start are we talking about? Is it a cranking nose start? Is it a clicking nose start? Is it a single click nose start? Or are you just getting like nothing? If you have a random cranking nose start, I would throw the scanner on there, see if there are any code. I would check things like fuel pressure or injector pulse. Other than the battery and the alternator, I don't know what the condition is of the rest of the vehicle. Now, if you have a clicking nose start, I would check to see if you're losing voltage between the battery terminal and the cable. A loose connection will be strong enough to turn on all the lights inside and activate the starter solenoid, but it will not be powerful enough to turn the starter. Maybe you've got some corrosion. Maybe the cable end is flopping. Maybe the wire in the cable end is slipping. Now, if you have a single click nose start, with that, I would check the starter. What you and I would identify as a starter is actually a combination of a solenoid and starter. When the solenoid is activated, power will go through the solenoid to the brushes inside the starter. Those brushes squeeze down on a commutator. Power runs from the commutator to the armature, creating magnetic waves with the field winding, which will push and spin the pinion against your flywheel. For a random single-click nose start, it is very common for the brushes to develop a flat spot on the commutator, which means it's not making proper connections. So when this happens, tap the starter with a hammer while someone else is trying to start the vehicle. In reality, that's actually the first thing I would look at. Now, if you just have a random nose start, like no click, no crank, no nothing, I would still look at the starter first, but I'd also be looking at the ignition blueprints. As an example, your park neutral switch. A vehicle will only start if it's in park or neutral. Sometimes when you're shifting the gear, you think it's in park, but really it's just a hair over and it's in reverse. I would run the shifter through the gears and see if it starts then. Off the top of my head, I don't know if this would apply to your vehicle, but I know in some makes and models, if you have a faulty brake switch and it's not communicating properly to the PCM will not allow ignition. I hope this helps. If you made it this far in the video, give a like, drop a comment, share it with somebody, because my reach has just been smothered. I'm hoping to be able to do more Q&A in the future.